again, I always do a quick intro. My name's Rob, Rob Ennis, Mr. Ennis, as my students know me. I am a seventh grade math teacher in Hillsboro, Texas. I have ADHD. My son is autistic. I have two other beautiful kids, Madison and Micah, and my amazing wife, Melinda. This is the second time that I'm able to read a couple comments. I'm not going to say the names of the people, and I just kind of want to read one at a time and maybe just talk a little bit and then read the other one. So we'll see how that works out. We'll see. I don't know. I always tend to like get off in some tangent and stuff like that. I'm going to try not to. I'm really going to try not to. Okay. Because it is serious. And I don't want anybody to think because I laugh, it's anything about the comments or the messages were sent, because it's not. And I think you'll see in a second. So I'll read it, the first one, word for word, just like I've done before. I struggle with focusing in class. It's just really hard sometimes, and my mind just focuses on different things. And I can't just focus on one thing. Like, I want to say like something just to let you know, like you already know who it is if you send it to me. I love you to death, and like our little thing in the hallway, like I see you. Okay, I miss it sometimes when I don't get to have it. So I want you to know that this person, like they find a hard time focusing on just one thing. So I so much want to go into the second comment because it's gonna or second. I need to stop calling them comments. They're not comments. Second message. But I'm not going to because I don't want it to seem like I'm going too fast on the first one. But the second one just validates the first one, in my opinion. So here's what I'll tell you: being a teacher and seeing all different kinds of students, I know that the way they are in the classroom is a lot like they are in public, is a lot like they are like in their normal life. Now, I'm not talking about when you're around friends and stuff like that. That's a different version of you, but I'm talking about the way you are in the classrooms, the way you are in the halls. I get it. Okay? So I get to see students and see ones that stuff just becomes easy to them. Like, either becomes or it started being, right? It started being easy. And then I see the students that some stuff doesn't come easy to. And it's hard to explain to someone because they see you as this like very strong independent person that is so intelligent that they don't understand it must be an effort thing. Like maybe in their eyes it must be an effort thing. That, oh, this person, this kid is just not putting in the effort. And for you, it might feel like it's impossible to explain how it's not effort and it's just something else. It's just sometimes it's hard to show other people that might not understand like what you're going through. And like in this, I know this person, I know this student very well, and I have my opinions, but I'm also not the student's parent, and I believe that I'm also not a doctor or anything like that. But I would say that, I mean, that's my passion. Okay, it's my passion, and I'm able to connect with kids in ways that I've not seen before or heard of before. And people's told me that, not because necessarily I just think my ego is so big. It's not that. If you know me, you know better. I'm able to connect with some students better than others because in what I know now to be, because we're like each other. We see each other, and it's hard for us to explain to everybody else why we are the way we are. So thank you so much for that first message. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to talk to you at school. We're going to talk. Okay. So the second message. And again, I want to read this word for word, and I'm going to do my best to not mess it up, because you could tell a lot of thought was put into it. I struggle with a lot of anxiety and stuff like that. I also struggle with ADHD, and I can't really focus. And I struggle with feeling like I need to be enough for people so they just don't make fun of me behind my back. So before I go into like every detail on that, I want to say, remember what I said about question number one? I want to put something out there that I think some people are afraid to admit, like, and stand up for. I understand that everyone has anxiety. But if you're one of those people that has the mindset to say, like, oh, I have anxiety too, just deal with it or whatever, like not thinking that there's something different, man, there's some people that have a lot worse anxiety than others, okay? And like that's why they get diagnosed for it and that's why they get, help with it. And a lot of it is, I'll be honest with you, the help that some people are afraid of, that they're afraid of, like, oh, I don't want my kids on medicine and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that help. The best help that has helped me and has helped my son, Hunter, that's autistic, is just talking. That's it. That is it. Opening up and tearing down your walls of pride, of just ego, just get rid of that ego and just saying, you know what? I want to be the best father I can be for him because I'm not going to get this other opportunity. I want to be the best husband I can be for my wife because I'm not going to get another opportunity to live this time right now for them. So what helped me get there was having conversations with my therapist, having open and trusting conversations with all of my kids, not just one of them, but all of them. My oldest son just graduated high school not 2 months ago. I have those open conversations with him now. I didn't always. I was the father that was the man. I'm ashamed of who I was because I was the typical man. I was the typical old school father. I know now that that's not who I want to be. I want to care and listen and talk to my kids open and honest about everything. So that's the kind of help I'm talking about when I say getting help is having someone safe and there to actually talk to and not just ask, "Hey, how was your day at school today?" So, anyways, I just got a message from Jacob Bays, amazing guy too. So, if you're in high school or one of your kids are in high school, just say the name Jacob Bays and they're gonna light up. They're gonna light up. The dude's awesome. So, teacher at the high school here in Hillsboro, amazing dude. And I've never even had a chance to work with him, let alone talk to the dude. Really, I mean, we've messaged. He's a great dude. Anyways, so back to the message. So I struggle a lot with anxiety. So I think I did enough on anxiety that the people are different. People are different and we need to help some people in other ways than what we're used to. Okay? So that's what I would say about anxiety. So, hey, I understand the anxiety. I'll talk to you about that. Okay? I'll talk to you about that in school. Okay? I know your grandma. We have a great relationship, so we're going to talk. Okay? Also in the message, I also struggle with ADHD. Okay. So again, makes it really hard to focus. That is among other things. So it's so cool now. Like I just had this conversation with Rocio Diaz, this amazing woman that I just met like through social media and stuff like that 2 weeks ago, lives in Hillsboro. Amazing lady. She just got diagnosed with ADHD and I was able to validate her so much like just today. Like I had to tell her, hey, I gotta get back to you just tonight, just so I could get ready for this. But like I validated her so much, and it wasn't that like I did something that was hard to do. I just told her the truth. Everything she told me, everything that she like got excited about and what she's doing now that she's diagnosed, all this stuff, and none of it is like medicine or pills. It's just stuff that like I was like, oh my God, this lady is 100% ADHD, 100%. And I told her that. I told her, yes, you are 100% ADHD. And like, I'm hoping it felt as good as it did me saying it to her, because validation is important. It is. Whether that be getting an A on a test, which I see a lot, and I love my kids. I love these students. They be pulling them grades in that no other students do in the state of Texas. Like your validation could look different. Okay. Might be an A. It might be your parents buying you the new pair of Jordans. Okay. But sometimes validation comes in the form of letting someone know that you understand what they're talking about. So the last thing in the message, not feeling like feeling like I need to be enough for people so they don't make fun of me behind my back. I don't know if I would say I've mastered this, but I'll tell you what I have discovered, and it's helping me tremendously. And here's the thing, it's helping me. And I bet if some people in my life that has been in my life are watching this, they might not see it the same way because it doesn't benefit them anymore. Find your core group. I talked about this like yesterday. Find your core group. Now, your core group might just be one person. Sometimes it will. But you know what? That one can take the place of 100 that aren't really your people. Once you find that core group, all this focus, all this anxiety, all this stuff saying that you don't feel like that you're enough or that you need to be more, take all of that energy, because that's what it is, all that energy inside you and all those emotions, and put it on that core group. Whether that be through, hey, like, I'm gonna buy you something at lunch today in the snack bar, or don't even tell them and just show up at the table with it, right? Maybe that. Maybe a certain teacher gives you candy in class because you do really well on the assignment and stuff. Maybe that prize, instead of picking out the one for you, pick it out for that core friend and give it to them. Cause look, I get it. Money's tough. I get it. Or maybe it's like telling them something that, wow, my wife told to me the other day, and she's been telling me, and that is, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? Do that for somebody else. But focus on that core group, focus on that core group. And doesn't mean you have to ignore the other people like completely, like just like completely get away from them entirely. Cause some ways you can't get away. You have classes with them, you have lunch, you have, sports or extracurricular activities. Some things prevent you from fully getting away, but you also can set up boundaries. You can set up boundaries, and that boundary might be that they're not allowed to make you feel bad because you've made that commitment that what they think or say about you is not any near as important as someone in your core group. So put it back on yourself. Put it back on yourself and say the next time that you want to get upset with that group or that one specific person, right? Put all that and just use the energy, but just change that energy instead of being mad or upset or sad, and put that energy into what can I do and use this energy for somebody in my core group, and turn it into positive. A lot of things might seem like that people are just saying something to make you feel better, and they don't know because they haven't experienced what you're going through. I want to tell you that what you're experiencing and going through, I'm validating it. It is your unique experience. And no one else has been exactly in your shoes and seen the faces and heard the words and had the experiences that you have had to make you feel the way you do. No one's had those. But just know this, they have their own story.